Hello, I'm Matt, the disillusioned 1811, and I'm sick. It's been 3 years since I've had a cold or illness, so I can consider myself pretty lucky. This past week, it's January of 2022, the beginning of the year, and I developed a sore throat Tuesday afternoon, and Wednesday I woke up completely fatigued with some incredible headaches. I never get headaches, and some slight sinus pressure in my nose. I love training for Spartan races and trail races, and that's what I have coming up this spring and summer. I have a lot of plans already, and I wanted to continue my training and get ready for the events that I have planned. So my question in today's video is, should I keep training? Should I keep running while I'm sick? I'm going to go over kind of who I am and my experiences and my decision on what I'm doing going forward. Maybe you can take some of my experiences and apply it to your situation. If you've come to this video, you're probably sick and you're wondering if you should start running again. For the past 5 years, I've been pouring myself into running, trail running, and Spartan racing. And in the beginning few years, I would be getting sick every 6 months. Now, looking back at it, I realized that I was training too hard because I wasn't recovering enough, I wasn't getting good enough sleep, and I was underfueling, I wasn't eating enough calories. And that's the reason why I was getting sick every 6 months. The problem is, when I would get sick, I could barely take a couple days off mentally, and I felt like I had to get back out there and keep training, or else I would lose all the gains and progress that I had made up to that point. And when I did that, I could run, I could train, it wasn't great, but I would eventually get a sinus infection in my nose, which is kind of my nemesis, my Achilles heel. And I would be sick for 2 to 3 weeks, suffering through illness. And it was not fun. Since then, I've started reading a bunch of books and listening to podcasts and learning about how to properly train. The reason I was getting sick is because I was not using a structured training program. Well, since I've learned these mistakes, I've had a 3-year run and it's been great. So now I have a cold. I'm guessing it's a cold. I guess maybe it could be this Omicron virus, but I can't find a test around here. So it doesn't really matter whether I am or not. I still am going to proceed with the same strategy. What really changed around my strategy after getting sick is reading this book right here, Training for the Uphill Athlete. And if you are into mountain running, trail racing, Spartan racing, I highly recommend getting the book and reading it. But in the book, these guys are like great coaches and they have a lot of experience, and they talk about getting sick or having the illness. And their advice in the book is, at the first sign of illness, to go ahead and just shut it down. It's hard to do mentally, but shut it down, because your body needs the energy and reserves to fight off whatever the heck is going on inside your immune system. That's a fast rule that I like to use now. So at the first instance that I get sick, I decide to stop running, I stop training, and all I do is I lay around and I rest. Mentally, it's hard to do, but I know in the long run that if I take this time off now, I will be returning to my normal training volume much sooner than if I try to limp through and keep training while I'm sick. There's a saying that goes, pay now or pay later. And I'd rather pay now in January before all my big events are this spring or summer than to limp through this for another 2-3 weeks and possibly get a sinus infection and really set myself back for 4 months. In the Training for Uphill Athlete, they talk about returning to training once you feel better. Now, this is day number 5 of me staying in my house and not doing anything. And I'm starting to feel better. I do have a slight little cough every once in a while. But I kind of feel like I'm about ready to get back out there and get some exercise again. Tomorrow morning will be day 6. I'm going to wake up, see how I feel. And if I feel okay, I'm going to go out and I'm going to put a limit on myself. I'm going to go out for a maximum of 30 minutes. The Training for Uphill Athlete rule is, for every day that you have taken off due to illness, let's say I'm at day 5, the next 5 days of any training should be completely easy. And when I say easy, it's going to be like a zone 1 or zone 2 heart rate. You're not going to do any intensity and you're not going to do a lot of volume. So my plan is, after this, my strategy is to hopefully wake up tomorrow, feel good, This illness is becoming much better. I'm becoming progressively better each day. Each morning I wake up, so I'm expecting to be pretty much at 80%, maybe 70% tomorrow morning, and I'm going to start running. But for the next 5 days, I'm just going to go easy, starting out at 30 minutes a run, and probably at the end of the 5 days, will be up to 1 hour run. But these are not rules that I'm going to set myself to in case I have a setback or I don't feel good. At the first sign of any setback, I'm going to shut it down. But I think I'll be okay. And I've done this in the past. I've had this now prior to 3 years ago. I've learned to basically pay now as opposed to pay later. I think I'll be okay. And we can get back into some good training. Probably 2 weeks from now, I'll be back to my normal ability to do intensity and volume. So hopefully you've learned something from this video. If you watch this all the way to the end, this is something you're into. Like I said, my name is Matt. I'm into trail racing and Spartan racing. I do the age group competitive for Spartan racing. I'm 48 years old and I have no background in running. I'm not a college athlete. I'm not a high school runner. I quit doing sports when I was a junior in high school so I could pay for gasoline in a car. So this is something I've started here later on in my life, and I'm learning a lot of stuff on it. And hopefully you've liked this. You've learned something. If you do, you can subscribe to this channel if you like that type of stuff. If not, hopefully you feel better and you can get back out there and start training. Thanks for watching.